What's up, everybody? Sam Paley here, back with another episode of Awaken Your Potential. And this week, I'm going to be talking about how to be that person. Now, who is that person? They're someone who seeks out positive interactions in every single moment of every day. They want to make everything better, no matter how big, no matter how small, because it accumulates and has a positive impact not only on the world, but on themselves. And in lieu of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, it felt like a very fitting time to talk about this. My first video with over 100 subscribers, and that's all thanks to you. It means the world to me. If you're watching this and haven't subscribed, it would mean a lot. Down below, I talk about perspective, taking action, awakening your potential, being that person. Those are kind of the areas of expertise. Here's a list of some other things that you can do. So many different avenues we could take this down, but what we're going to talk about today is the overview of it all. So, energy vampires versus energy givers, how to be a positive presence, and the ripple effect. Let's get into it.
Let's talk about energy because it is real and it is greatly underappreciated. Unlike outward appearances, where you can easily see if someone is physically healthy or not, our energy is much harder to detect. But with practice, it is something that we can feel, and in fact, is something that is always around us. Everything is energy. I am currently working on a book with my good friend Rosie Reeder, where we will be doing a deep dive into the world of energy. She is a teacher and master. Seriously, she is brilliant. I am the naive student. Together, we are creating a book where I ask her questions about the world of energy, and she is the expert who gives me all the answers we want to hear. It is an exciting project, and I look forward to sharing it with you. For more information on what Rosie does, you can check out her website at www.rosereader.com.
To be that person means to be an energy giver. And this is someone who, when you see them and when you're around them, you just feel uplifted, you feel good. And that's because they just have positive vibrations all the time. They ask you how you are. They genuinely want to know. They listen empathically. They see optimism and they see a bright future and they see the good in everything. The flip side is people who are energy vampires, and that's people who suck the energy out of the room. They complain, they have a fixed mindset, nothing's ever their fault, the world is going to go to waste, like everything's going to go terrible. It all starts by controlling our thinking. And when we start to see the world through an optimistic lens, we start to find and seek out the positive things in life. And that ultimately really helps shape our behavior, which shapes the outcomes in our lives. And it's not being positive in a way that you neglect the negatives. It's in a way that you use the negatives as an opportunity to learn and to grow, rather than feeling like it's a fixed thing. You have a fixed mindset, and that's what energy vampires have.
What being that person is being the type of person that others like to be around. It is not done because you expect anything in return. It's not done in a way to manipulate people. It is done simply because it's the right thing to do. The underlying theme is the golden rule, which states that you want to treat others how you'd wish to be treated if the roles were reversed. In other words, don't be an asshole. The hard part is, the human mind naturally gravitates towards the negative. If it's beautiful outside but it's windy, the wind is what we acknowledge. The good news is, we are not doomed by negativity. And to be that person is to be the opposite. You are governed by seeing the world with an optimistic lens. To do the right thing and give off an aura of positivity is contagious. Others like to be around you and feel happy to see you. These positive interactions don't need to be anything massive. Here's some very simple day-to-day examples. Hold the door for someone. Ask this service worker how their day is going. Give an extra tip at a restaurant. Send a text to a friend that you haven't reached out to in a while. Introduce yourself to people you meet. None of these gestures need to be massive, but they do compound over time if you are consistent in being that person. This brings us to the next point.
The ripple effect essentially means that everything we do has a larger impact than we think. And if you think about it logically, take a pebble, throw it into a lake, and watch what that pebble does. It creates little waves, and those waves expand and expand out. And what I just talked about with the little things is that they really do matter. And if it's little negative things or little positive things, all of it will compound. Say, for instance, you get cut off in traffic. Then this angers you. You bring that anger home with you. Then you complain to your roommates. And next thing you know, your roommates are in a worse mood because of someone who cut you off in traffic. But it works in a positive way too. Say, for instance, you're at a restaurant and you pull the classic gonna go to the washroom trick. And that just means that you go, you pay without them knowing, and then you come back, and when it's time for the dinner to end, friends are like, okay, yeah, let's split the bill, let's get the check. And the waiter's like, oh no, it's all been taken care of. And they look at you and they're like, oh, you didn't have to do that. Like, let us pay you back. And the only thing you expect is for them to pay it forward. It's not a way to showboat. It's not a way to get them to like you more. And when they pay it forward, let's say your friend goes after that, they go through a drive-through, they pay for the people behind them. The people behind them are grateful for that, and they end up giving some of their food to a homeless person. And you can just see the wide reach we have with the little things we do, and the little things matter far more than we expect them to. If you're anything like most of us, you finish watching a video and it's like, great. And then you just close your laptop, you go on with your day, and then you don't really do anything about that. But I want us to do something right now, and my challenge to you is very simple. Just do something that that person would do. Call your family, just tell them that you love them, or text a friend and ask how they're doing. Make dinner for your spouse, whatever it is. It doesn't need to be a big thing, but it will have a ripple effect. And the other side to it is that you'll feel just as good as they do, if not better. So do something right now that that person would do, and I promise you'll feel amazing. I'll see you all in a week.